Yeah, it's kind of a glitch. There's only two teams that we haven't played. That's Pittsburgh and the Arizona Coyotes. So not facing Pittsburgh has been very strange. And now it's even more strange because everybody thought that this was a team that was going to be a team to be Stanley Cup, and now all of a sudden it's not really going that way. They've already fired a coach. They haven't got any better, really. They're not getting the production out of Phil Kessel they thought they were going to do after that once they had that big blockbuster trade. So going into tonight's game, I mean, even the paper said, well, the Penguins ought to get used to being losers again tonight because the Flyers have only lost one game here. Yeah. Only one game since they opened up the Continental Energy Arena. So they're kind of doom and gloom before we even begin here.
Yeah, the Flyers look to win their 9th straight. They want to jump the Penguins in the standings. They meet tonight. And, we talked about Hackstall the last time. But, Coatsey, one thing that is sticking out still is they're second to last in goals. But are they making progress there? Do you see something turning for this team, or do you think Dave's going to still keep tinkering with some things?
No, I think that they went 3 games in a row with 4 goals a game after really being a struggle. You can see the difference in the attitude in the hockey club, where now it's like it's not doom and gloom or hang your head when a goal scored upon you. They still don't get off to very good starts. I think that's a big problem for them because they're always chasing the game. That happened against the Toronto Maple Leafs the other night. They had to chase the game. They had a 1-0 lead, and all of a sudden they just gave it right back to the Leafs. And then to get scored upon like that in the last 14 seconds, that's not a very good thing. So, but I do see a difference. I see, being around the team all the time, you can see the confidence level change, and they're learning the system so they can do things instinctively as compared to thinking and then doing it. And that's a lot of change.
Yeah, we're talking with Steve Coates. Of course, you'll hear him tonight here on the Flyers Radio Network, the Flyers and the Penguins. One thing that we'll be missing most likely is Sean Couturier, and we know that, when these two teams play, his name goes right to the top of the list. So what will be different without him in the lineup against Pittsburgh?
Well, we're going to find that out when we get over to the arena. We're going to obviously probably see Jordan Wheel tonight, he came over in that trade for LeCavier and Shin. Put some big numbers up in the American League, so now he's going to get an opportunity. He only played 10 games earlier in the year with Los Angeles, but was the most valuable player in the American Hockey League in the playoffs last year for Manchester Monarchs. So he comes in with some numbers, and where they're going to put him right now, I think that's a game-time decision.
All right, at this stage of the season, the last couple of years, it seemed like they were really chasing. Are they in a good spot for where they've been the last couple of years, and knowing that, they had to learn new stuff from the coach and some personnel things? Did you like where this team has, because right about now is where you just got to start looking to make that playoff push. Are they in a good spot from where you thought they'd be?
Well, not by design, but everybody was looking at all the games. I think there was a 10-game window there prior to the All-Star break. So now we're at a point now where we've got 4 left in that window, and they've been very good, except for the other night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, which I thought was a setback because it was an exciting moment when you take a look at the personality of the standings all of a sudden and see that they're in the hunt. They're only 1 point behind Pittsburgh in the standings right now with a game in hand. So there's a lot of good things that can happen. That 2 points the other night, even a point, really, that was damaging. But if you take a look at the remaining of that 10-game window, you're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, the New York Islanders on Saturday, Monday against the Bruins, and then against the Washington Capitals. 4 very hard hockey games. But ironically, they play well against the hard teams and don't play good against teams like the Maple Leafs.
Mm-hmm. Saw that at the U. When they were trying to make that late push, it seemed that they were beating teams that you didn't think they would, and then they were struggling. Same situation.
It's one of those questions in life, Michael, where we people to the moon, but we can't understand why we can't beat bad teams.
Unbelievable. And it always seems like it happens to a lot of teams, too, not just the Flyers, where hey, it feels like this is a winnable game, and for some reason you have that letdown. And, one guy I want to ask you about, because he has struggled a lot, but just get your take on him, is Voracek. Is he coming around? Do you anticipate a big streak from him down the stretch here, or, is it just one of those years where the puck's not bouncing your way?
I'm a believer that the cream comes to the top when it gets tougher and tougher to play in the league. He used to say that, you play for fun till Christmas, and then when it's time to go, you go from Christmas on. He's among the leaders in the league in assists. which is exactly opposite. Usually he's among the leader in goals. But he's getting better and better. You can see the difference. He, along with Simmons and Drew, make a real nice line. I think they're going to get better. And that could be a real factor for this team's success as the time goes on, is if all three of those guys start clicking and putting the puck in the net. So Voracek is I think he's just moving along very nicely. And he got off to a tough start, but look at Kessel. Kessel's, among the leaders in goals every year. This year he's got 12. And he's still shots, 136 shots. So he's, all big-time guys struggle sooner or later, but you'll usually find the good ones, the ones that are making all the money. This is the big-time money time of the year.
You're right. And, by the way, Flyers, Penguins tonight on 97.3. Saturday they play the Islanders. They got Boston coming up, Washington. So you got those Metro games on the way. Let me ask you, Coatsey, you got the month of February, 3 1 o'clock Saturday afternoons. Yay or nay for that start time?
I love that start time. I really do. I mean, I think the players do too. They don't like waiting around. Mm-hmm. The morning or the actual game day process is very boring because you got the morning skate. You go to the rink, you put your skates on, you go around a little bit for 10, 15 minutes, then you go back, have lunch, and you have a nap, and you come to the game. This way, you just go right to the game and get it over with. Play when you're ready.
They played well.
Sitting around is tough.
Yeah, they played well against the Islanders a couple of weeks ago on that Saturday. I didn't know if the players liked that or not because, a lot of these guys are routine kind of guys, so 7 o'clock on the night seemed like it's something, but I guess a Saturday afternoon, a little different.
Yeah, it's just so much easier just to go to the rink at 11 o'clock for a 1 o'clock game.
Well, that's what you got coming up in February. Tonight, it's Pittsburgh, Steel City. That's where he is. It's Steve Coates. Of course, you'll hear him tonight at 7 o'clock right here on the Flyers Radio Network, 97.3 ESPN. All right, Coatsey, enjoy Pittsburgh.
I'm here for the game. We'll go right to Brooklyn tonight, Michael, but I appreciate your thoughts. And listen, happy snow day on Saturday.